And then I suppose about 2 years ago we were successful with a bid for funding for the project. We have a team of people, I think it's 9 staff across the 4 partners now in place to deliver on the project over the next year.
Invest NI, we have Trade Ireland, Enterprise Ireland, local authorities, etc., who are represented on that, and they're all able to help us to understand what's actually available in terms of referral networks, so that people can come to us for assistance initially, and then maybe actually be, once we've finished with them, as it were, if we haven't been able to take them to the stage where they're able to take something to market, it's not the end of the road for them, there's further support that's available. Up to 31st of 12th, we've done 36 projects, we've worked with 36 companies. I believe it's probably around 40 now. 6 prototypes have been developed, 4 new sustainable technologies have been investigated, and just to give you a sort of geographical split, 15 of those are companies based in Northern Ireland, 16 in the Republic, and 5 in Scotland.
Delighted to be involved in this. It's a good opportunity for us to demonstrate what we've learned over the last 4 or 5 years. We obviously do passive houses, we know about passive house design. This was a great opportunity to do the first non-domestic building in Northern Ireland which is passive house certified. The energy efficiency of the building, it doesn't really, passive house doesn't care about the water use or the transport or any of those things. Focusing on it, and it does it extremely well. In fact, it probably is the best way of focusing on it. Carbon neutral, a passive house commercial building is probably the best way, I think, to go carbon neutral. You take the building and you make it as energy efficient as possible. So rather than what people normally think about, when people think about sustainability, they think about, have you got solar panels on your roof? Or have you got, what are you doing with your air source heat pump? You want to turn that on its head and say, sustainability, is the building efficient? Is the building extremely efficient? You go, yes, yeah, okay. Let's take it to another level. Let's take it from passive house and make it carbon neutral.
So I really want to explain a bit about the science about passive house, how it works, and it's really very simple. The climate here in Northern Ireland is really perfect for a passive house. It's quite mild, we don't have hot summers, and the winters aren't too severe. So we actually can build passive house projects here in Ireland cheaper probably than any other nation on the planet. So for that reason, I think we should be embracing it wholeheartedly. The focus is on the building envelope, and one of the things that that I want to emphasise is it's a huge emphasis on comfort, okay, and indoor air quality. The only reason we build buildings is to live in what's called environmental separator. We want to be comfortable, we want to be warm, we want to have good indoor air quality. And most of our buildings, frankly, don't provide that. Let's be honest about it. We're not comfortable and the air quality is not good. And that's the one thing, I would say even more than energy efficiency, that's what passive houses provide, above all. Comfort. So really what we're talking about is reducing the amount of barrels of energy that we're importing to Ireland. You know, we're an island nation, we're severely dependent on imported fuels, fossil fuels, most of them. Most of that money is going out of the country to Russia or Saudi Arabia or whatever. And we really, it's kind of stupid what we're doing, importing all this stuff. You know, it's a lot cheaper to save a kilowatt of energy than to buy or to generate a kilowatt of energy.
This originally was our brickwork workshop on this campus. It has been divided in half. So this used to be the whole space and then the mirror of it on the other side. The brickwork is now in here and we're just going to turn it into a research space. In the corner then we've got what would be classically termed as a laboratory. And some of the equipment you see over on the side here will be going into that space to do calorific value testing on biomass, to do biogas production, to do wet chemical techniques. So all the kind of the research aspects. But people are coming up with new iterations on each. So we wanted to take the standard heat pump, whether it's an air source or water source. And people are coming up with different ideas. So we can modify these. Same for the PV. Someone comes up with a solar tracker, we'll have the PV panels to put onto it and test out. So we have a range of the standard labels to test.